It's Kahir the Conqueror here. I was so blessed and I was so fortunate when I first came across this sentiment that I heard from Eric Thomas, I believe, and maybe a few iterations from other people. I'll get to that in a second, but the purpose of this video, what I would like to emphasize from this is to learn to have grace, mercy, and compassion for other people. To learn to have grace, compassion, and mercy for yourself. Does not mean excuse inappropriate, immature behaviors, but it does mean to see things from a more mature perspective and to give grace for people that need developing to become a more well-rounded, grown-up version of themselves. What I mentioned I heard from Eric Thomas and iterations from other people is that there is no manual to life. There is no instruction book that's given to you when you are a baby and you come out the womb and they're like, all right, do this, don't say this, do that, make this investment, and there has that. if there is one, why did I get one? So what that means, in my interpretation, is that we're all trying to figure it out in the best way we know how. And as I mentioned in some other videos, for some people, their method, their way sucks. But that's what they know, or that's what they're comfortable doing. That's what seems acceptable to them. What I think is an extremely powerful scripture, and from what we were taught, in 1 Corinthians 13:11, it says, "When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me." It's so powerful to me because, number one, from my interpretation and understanding, I don't think that it just means a baby, a 4-year-old, 12-year-old, 6, like, maturity, that comes when it comes. I have met people 20, 30, 40, 50. There are people out there that are at grown-up ages that aren't mature, mentally mature, grown. They're just older. The age behind it, but there's a saying, age ain't nothing but a number. There are people that are young, youthful people that are mature, respectable, and you would think that they've been here before, the way that they act and handle themselves. As I mentioned, we're all trying at the level that we're at. Some people, their growth and their maturity and things like that is stunted from life circumstances, good and bad. Trauma, having to grow up fast, having to deal with things and figure it out and survive along the way. Or coming into fortune and you just are living good, taken care of, spoiled rotten, and then things change and now you got to figure it out on the fly when you never had to do that. So there are people moving and acting and reasoning and talking and thinking like a child. I think it's important to have grace, mercy, and compassion for those people with the hope that they eventually mature and get to that stage where they're moving like a man, or if they're a woman, moving like a woman and putting the ways of childhood behind them. People can grow. People can change. The key word is can, and that's up to them. So I'm not saying excuse inappropriate and immature behaviors and just put up with anything, have boundaries. That's for you to decide, and we all have our own breaking points with ourselves and with other people. But I think that there should be grace, distance, space to allow somebody to get to that point. The hope is just that they get there. I'm still a child, but I'm obviously a young man navigating adulthood and things like that. But I'm appreciative for my parents allowing me that grace. I'm appreciative of friends and family and and people that I've interacted with professionally, academically, that allowed that grace when I was more of a child. Not everyone will change, not everyone will adopt that mentality. Not everyone will get to that point before they crash out or make a mistake they can't recover from or something like that. But people can. And they can probably do it a little bit easier, or maybe see the reason why it's a necessity when they understand that people give them grace and compassion and mercy to get to that point, and maybe even guide them to that. See, like I mentioned in the beginning when I heard that there is no manual to life. So like when you're a literal child, parents are like God. They're grown, they got a car, money's just falling out the wazoo, they're just swimming in it. You got freedom, you can do whatever you want. Oh my gosh. But then as you get older, you'll realize that like they were just a child and figured it out along the way, just like you'll have to, just like their parents and their parents before them. Because that's what we're trying to do. Your friends, you might mature a little faster than them, but they're trying in their own way that they know best. That's what they can understand. But that's what they feel comfortable acting like. So just the purpose of this is have grace, compassion, mercy. Like people can change. Put an asterisk by that because not everybody will, and there's a whole bunch of other things, but allow people the opportunity to do so before you just judge and criticize and ridicule because somebody is moving in a way that is easily digestible for them. Because, like I said, that scripture to me is just so impactful because, like, when I was a child, and I still am, but like, you move different. But when you see things, when life smacks you upside the head, when you're humbled by life, or when you see things from a different perspective, you experience more, you go, oh, okay, so that's what it was like when you were, oh, okay, oh, that's why that's not okay. And that timetable varies for the person. So, hey, you decide what you can put up with and tolerate with other people and with yourself, but people can grow and change and eventually get to maturity. So when you think from the perspective of the way the scripture paints it, you'll just see things differently and people will respect that.